to game 1 of this tournament. This is only even though it's 128 players, it's not a full 8 rounds. It's only going to be 4 rounds to save everyone some time. Playing against Winter Guard. I believe this is a pretty good player. We'll go ahead and play first, of course. Looks like he's playing a control deck, probably the Diamond, Blood Diamond Control is what it looks like. We start off with an okay hand. We'll go ahead and keep this. Yeah, we'll keep this, and we'll lead off with a Wild Shard here. So he might be playing the yeah, whatever control. So we're going to start off with Wild here because we don't have really a turn 1 play anyways. Turn 2 we'll cantrip our Sensei, and turn 3 we'll probably play a Briar Legion, or we may Gambit our Sensei, although we're probably going to want to Gambit away our Briar Legion on the following turn, depending on how much removal we think our opponent has. So, we shall see what happens. Yeah, he's playing the Blood Diamond Control. So if he picks up in like an early Angel, that could be a big problem for us. We don't really have a ton of removal in this deck. We do have, 4 Buccaneers, which is like part of the combo, so that always helps. So we'll see how things go. Hexmort, welcome to the stream. Of course, you aren't going to hear that until 5 minutes from now. We are on a 5-minute delay. So, yeah, right now he doesn't really have any removal, so this would be not a horrible time, but I'm going to play this a little bit greedy, and we're going to try to play that Briar Legion. And we want to Gambit away our Briar Legion. So we want to be careful not to miss our second main phase here. I have had some issues with that lately. Declare attackers, attack priority, and then declare defense, defense priority. So at this point in time, I don't want to click on anything else. Okay, go ahead and play my Briar Legion here. Briar Legion gives this deck a lot of aggressiveness. So we actually can Gambit away our Briar Legion, and we're set up very well to redraw it with an Oaken Ceremony and a Peak. We'll probably play the Oaken Ceremony first, and then play a Peak. Our opponent could Extinction us if we do end up with the combo in play, which could put us in a very awkward situation. Alright, starts with a Living Totem. That's great for us. So now you really can't stop. He's not going to trade his Living Totem for a Briar Legion, I wouldn't think. So that seems like a pretty bad play for him. So we should be able to attack through with our Briar Legion and Gambit it in our second main phase. I'm not sure why we're a little bit behind on time, but our opponent, I'm not sure why that is. Should not block here. Wouldn't expect him to, at least. Okay, second main phase, we'll go ahead and Gambit away our Briar Legion. We do know that our opponent cannot actually counter anything we do. There's another Replicator's Gambit. So I'm going to go ahead and Gambit away my Sensei as well. Just gives me a better chance of... See, I know he can't stop it. I can draw one of those 2 cards, and it puts me in an amazing situation. So we'll go ahead and play Oakenge here. So is this him? Nope. That's not him. So we will pull this Sensei, and it's going to help us get a little bit closer there. And we have no other plays here, so we'll just go ahead and pass our turn. Next turn, we'll play the Sensei, and we may or may not play the Peak. Probably just save and time ripple we'll block and time ripple our Sensei is probably what we'll do here. Yeah, so 5-minute delay, like I said before. He's playing Corruption, so he's going to try to draw my card. So if he draws my Gambited card, that's a big deal. chances aren't good that that's going to happen this early in the game, but it could happen. So he's trying to counter my combo by drawing it with Relentless Corruption, which could be a problem for us, but the combo can go off pretty quickly, so... Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and play my Sensei, and then I can block in and ripple my Sensei. Okay, after the counter magic. I want to have this counter magic in hand for his next what do you call it, Relentless Corruption if he's got another one in hand. It's kind of a big deal for me to counter magic that card. And I can block and time ripple my Sensei to draw another card and just kind of stall things out a little bit here too. So that seems pretty good. And then when I replay him, I'll draw another card. So we'll go ahead and block. Yep, and then during defense priority, we'll go ahead and time ripple. That's the last chance I get to do this. So if I would have let damage go through, I would have lost my Sensei. So now it should still be blocked, and we won't take any damage, and I'll be able to replay Sensei here. And unfortunately, I won't be able to counter magic, so I'm going to want to. Okay, so there's that corruption we wanted to counter magic, but we weren't able to, unfortunately. So we'll probably play Sensei and peek here. We'll be peeking for 5, which is quite a lot. I can draw some Replicator's Gambit out of our deck. There's a Mirror Knight, that's pretty good. So we'll probably play that with our Sensei. We want more Sapphire. We've already got the wild threshold for the deck met. So we'll go ahead and play Mirror Knight, and then play a Sensei, so that when we block with our Sensei, we'll draw another card. There's an Oracle Song, okay. So we'll just block Sensei to his Living Totem, draw another card here. We're trying to find our combo. If he keeps hitting us with Corruption, though, I mean, that's going to be a big problem. He's got a lot of cards in hand. He could also, again, have Extinction, which would be a big problem for us. We're in a bad position. I mean, we're sitting here on counter magic. We can't really counter magic anything. That's not a great position to be in. Yeah, he swings, we block with Sensei, so we'll sacrifice a Sensei here. Block there. Draw our card. Response doesn't really matter because the effect is already on Sensei. Seemed kind of silly to me, but okay. Plays another Living Totem, sure. Sure, resolve that. So we want to prioritize the Sapphire Shard. And we'll go ahead and draw a card with our enchantment ability. Just go ahead and peek in here. We'll see if we can find what we're looking for. He hasn't drawn our card yet, so pretty good chance that... Okay, so we'll just draw the peek here. Accept. I really want to save the counter magic. I can still do that. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and peek again. So we can still counter magic here. There's a Buccaneer, which is pretty good. Peek. Is this him? Nope, that's not him. That is gonna be a pretty beefy Briar Legion when we play him though. So we'll go ahead and draw the Briar Legion here. Yeah, so I want to hold on to counter magic here and I'll take damage. I'd rather just take the damage and I'll peek in his end step. take 4, possibly 5 or 6 here. But I mean, once I play a beefy, that one Briar Legion, I should be able to just dominate the match with some really large Briar Legions. That's priority, clear attacks. Swings for 4, sure. Sure, I'll take 4. Second main phase. Let's see if he has a play here that I don't like. He is at 6 resources, which is quite a lot. He could play like, yeah, like that is something I don't want to deal with. King Gabriel, I definitely don't want to deal with that. Yep, definitely don't want to deal with that. And he's only drawing 1 card a turn, so eventually he should run out of cards. He does have Relentless Corruption to draw him some of the cards out of my deck, but not the most amazing thing. So peak is amazing here. Now it's drawing me 7 cards. Looking at 7 cards, and there it is. So that will be what we'll draw our Briar Legion and see if he has Extinction to answer. Unfortunately, we don't have counter magic for Extinction here. We can still Oakhenge, so we'll go ahead and just play our Briar Legion and then make it look like we have counter magic up for his Extinction. So lots of big Briar Legions. We do have one. We'll use this Briar Legion to stabilize after his turn, but if he doesn't have Extinction here, he loses. So he's only drawing 1 card a turn. I'll have to Extinction his own troops. Corruptions us here, he could get a bunch of, okay, so he's gonna, yep, no Extinction, so good games. So there you go. So versus this deck, we'll probably side in counter magic. Mimic, no. Ancestors Chosen, no. Probably just counter magic, really. Maybe Time Ripple. So probably just counter magic, Time Ripple, and get rid of Wizard. Maybe an Oracle Song. He's running pretty slow here, so that kind of, all those things help. Can probably sign out. You know what? I'd probably just run less Time Ripple. Because it's good, but it's not super amazing. He's running so slow, I think the Oracle Song will help us out quite a bit. We just want to draw lots of cards against him. Mesmerize is really good versus the Totem at dealing with him, much better than Time Ripple. Time Ripple does save us if he murders in response to our Replicator's Gambit, but I mean, we just play around murder. So there we go. Go to game 2. It's not great, but it's doable, so we'll keep this. So we got the turn 2 Mirror Knight into Sensei the following turn, so that's not horrible. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible. He's also playing 3 shards, which is a little bit clunky. So yeah, we'll go Mirror Knight into Sensei to draw us a decent amount of cards here. We'll just open up Sapphire here. Do we have turn 1 plays in this deck? I can't even remember. I can't think of if we do, really. You also might have, what's it called? Soul Marble, but I think we're faster than Soul Marble. Yep, there's that Totem. We really don't care too much about Totem. Also, I'll be buccaneering it eventually, so it might murder our Mirror Knight, but that's not a big problem. We still want to play it here, even if it takes the murder, because Mirror Knight is the only troop in the deck that we don't want to target with Replicator's Gambit. We really want to target actually like Buccaneer. Sensei is okay, but we'd rather target Buccaneer with it. Plus he doesn't know if we have it or not. Of course we don't right now. So he's going to give his guy, well, I don't know what he gave him. Gave him an eye, which I'm guessing is Swift Strike or something. I don't even know. Whatever, I'll be taking 2 here. Oh, he's gave him Vigilance. He gave him Steadfast. So we'll take 2. That's fine. We'll bounce him with Buccaneer here. Tempo him a little bit. I mean, be careful also not to overextend, of course, as well. So, yeah, just tempo him a little bit here. Just Buccaneer his guy, and then swing in with our Mirror Knight. Accept. And then we'll play the Sensei and save Buccaneer when he replays them. See what else he plays. Playing his game pretty decently fast for playing a control deck, so I mean that's good for both of us. I'm expecting the first round 1 and 2 will probably go to time, just because there'll be games that are going to go long, so we'll probably have a decent amount of downtime. It's gonna, okay, so he's gonna hit my Mirror Knight for some reason. I don't know why exactly. Oh, he's gonna Sorrow. Okay, sure. So he just used it. He just 2 for 1 to my Mirror Knight. I really can't feel too bad about that. So I actually want to save my Sensei here, so I'll just end up replaying Buccaneer. Swinging in again, making him replay his totem. Another Sensei. But I want to save all my card draw for when I actually put the combo into play. Once I have a card in the deck to start drawing, so that's why I'm going to play it this way. So we'll go and swing in with Buccaneer. Sometimes the cards aren't lighting up right now. It's a bug. I don't know if it's well known, but it's definitely a bug. Next we'll probably play our Sensei. We'll save our peaks. We really want to save peak for when we have the combo in the deck. It would be nice to draw another shard here so we can draw a card with our champion ability, but at the same time that's another thing where we might want to save it for when we have the combo in the deck. We can definitely swing our 2 Buccaneers into his Living Totem because he can't buff it, and it's only a 2/2 right now with Steadfast. You know, so if he trades this guy for a Buccaneer, it's really actually to our advantage. It's not the shard we're looking for. We want to prioritize Sapphire here. I would like to see what my next card is before I go to combat, so I'm going to go ahead and play Sensei before combat. Counter Magic, okay. We'll go and swing through, and I'll play another Sensei in the second main phase. Swing and swing. Yeah, you can see the cards aren't lighting up right now for me. So we're pretty far ahead right now. Play another Sensei. Draw some cards. Counter Magic, okay. Not exactly what we want to see here, but Counter Magic puts us in a good position to stop whatever he plays for a little while. He's at, he could, I guess he did he just drop our resource? I don't know. So we'll take whatever he's giving because he can just basically 2 for 1 my guys with Swift Strike or give his guy +1/+1. So we don't really want to swing with Senseis here. We'll just hold off on using them. If he swept the board out here, it would actually not be too bad for him. We would probably actually Counter Magic Extinction if he Extinctioned here, because our board state's pretty good. Let's give his guy +1/+1, not a surprise there, which stops both my Buccaneers from attacking. So now I have to like throw all my bodies at him if he decides to attack. Of course, he can just give this guy flying now as well. So we might actually peek here. Oh, there's a Briar Legion. So I really want to get that combo going. So I'm going to go ahead and peek here to see if I can find combo pieces. Maybe sit on counter magic. He's got 5 cards in hand, quite a lot. Mirror Knight. I guess I'll pick the Mirror Knight up. Okay, so we want to play both Mirror Knight and Briar Legion next turn, so we're going to hold on to both of those, and we'll just sit on counter magic here. So very likely what's going to happen here is he'll give his guy fly over my guys, and just keep his aggressiveness going. I am sitting on counter magic, so I mean he has a lot of resources. He could play something here. We'll see. But Briar Legion can get pretty large pretty quick if I draw enough of them by itself without me going and doing the combo, which could force an extinction, and in that case I would be able to draw cards off of it. He's leaving himself open a lot to me gambiting away my stuff though, by using up his resources, because I know he can't murder in response to my gambit. I mean, that's one of the things he could do, but once it's in the deck, that's his only response. So he's gonna swing in. Okay, so if he gives this guy Swift Strike, I can still kill him if I block with everything. If he gives him guy +1/+1, he could murder here. I have counter magic, so yeah, I'm just gonna block all. I don't know if this is a great attack for him. He gives this guy Swift Strike. He could kill both of these guys first, but then not that guy, or he could kill this guy and that guy, not those guys. I mean, I'm really not seeing it right now. I mean, he can murder a Buccaneer here, but I can counter magic it if I need to. But then he can't buff his guy and he still dies, so I might not even counter magic. I'm not sure why he did that attack that way. He should have given his guy flying first. He would have been perfectly safe to do that attack. So I don't know. Maybe try and get some value. I think that was a huge play mistake on his part, though. I think that was a pretty big play mistake there for him. He does have 6 cards in hand. That's quite a lot. So he's going to give his guy... What is he giving him? I don't know what he's giving him. What should I give him? I give him 4. Okay, so he's a 4/4. So I guess I throw both my Buccaneers at him. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a big problem. So he gives him 4/4. I guess he gets to designate where the damage goes first, though. Where he's going to assign damage, so it'll probably be both the Buccaneers and then Sensei's live. Or, I guess, kill 2 Senseis, leave a Buccaneer. That's not the greatest, because that Buccaneer is what I want for my combo, so we'll go ahead and peek in his end step here, though. Oh, it's his second main phase. Oh, well. Well, it's close enough. Sapphire Shard is what we'll prioritize here, because we already have enough wild to meet our threshold requirements for the deck, and we want to draw a card off of our champion ability. It's debatable if we go all in, because I kind of still want to keep counter magic up right now. Let's see. Let's draw a card first. Still don't have the combo going yet, so there's Oakhenge. So probably go ahead and play Mirror Knight Sensei. Mirror Knight Briar Legion. Either way, yeah, I think I'd rather just go ahead and Mirror Knight Briar Legion as second main phase, so we'll go ahead and just... He could play, like, his King Gabe here, and then I really would have liked to have counter magicked it, but Okay, he's going to repel my guy. Am I okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'll trade repel for Buccaneer. And I get to draw a card. And so that's attack priority. We're still in attack priority. We need to move second main phase, and we'll go ahead and yeah, I'll go ahead and play Mirror Knight and play the Briar Legion here because that's the more offensive play. I guess I can Oakhenge here. It's not the best. I'd prefer not to though. Yeah, I'd rather just sit on Oakhenge until I have the combo in my deck, so we're just going to sit on it. I am leaving myself very wide open though now with the 2 counter magic in hand and letting him basically play whatever he wants to here. So if he plays Lord Gabe, I'm in some trouble. I'll be in some trouble. But Mirror Knight should draw out another murder, which would be good for me. Again, Briar Legion can get pretty offensive, and I can actually get Briar Legion to a point. Okay, well, for some reason he's killing my Briar Legion to let me draw a card. There's my Gambit. Okay, plays a Living Totem. So we'll end up gambiting away our Sensei, and then start to look for him, is what we're going to end up doing here. He can't stop us from gambiting here, because he has no resources to respond to this. So Sensei wasn't going to do a lot anyways. It was just going to cantrip me a card if it blocked his totem, and it still doesn't do a lot for me if I draw it with Gambit, but it's the only thing I've got, so not the best target for Gambit, but you know, better than nothing. We can still Oakhenge here to look for it, and have counter magic up for his next card that he's going to play. And we happen to draw the Sensei, so we'll replay the Sensei next turn, because I don't want to have to discard cards this turn, because I'd rather have counter magic up. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me, you know. I just have a ton of Senseis and a ton of cards in hand, so we'll just go ahead and actually, hold on a second. We will play the Sensei, because that will put a ton of stuff if he extinctions. Okay, I don't have any attackers. Second main phase. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll draw a ton of cards. We're going to discard a bunch of shards here. Drawing lots of cards, discarding some of our shards. So we're still not in an amazing position. Okay, so we'll go ahead and Gambit again here, I guess. We might as well. We'll Gambit. We'll Gambit Sensei again, I guess. Very nice. Not the best. Could be better. We're gambiting a different Sensei here. Yeah, it could be better. Could be better. Okay, so we're going to discard all of our Shards of Fate, because those don't do very much for us. We'll discard this Wild Shard because we've already met the requirements there. We need to keep all the rest of our cards, so we're going to discard the Sapphire Shard. We have basically we only need 4 resources to play everything in the deck. So if he attacks in, I can block with like every Sensei, so he kind of needs to give his guy flying, and then I can swing back in response. He does have enough where if he plays a resource here, you could give him flying and vigilance, which would be alright for him. But swinging in with Senseis here is pretty nice for me. Because every time he blocks one, I draw cards. It's not in a great position, I'm thinking. With 4 cards in hand, he hasn't been playing very many things. Of course, he's in the position where if he plays Lord, whatever his name is, again, then I can't counter it, so that's pretty bad. So I don't think that Darkspire Priestess Gambit is as strong as my deck, and the reason why is because I have a lot more card draw than that deck has available to it. And I also have what's it called? Briar Legion, which is a strong play by itself. Okay, because it just gets really big. So Peak gets us more things than Okenge, although we can just Oracle Song here, so we'll just do that. We'll just Oracle Song here first. See what that gets us. Draw lots of cards in this deck. I mean, you can see that I've drawn almost my entire deck here. So drawing another, what's it called? It'd be nice to draw another, what's it called here? No, okay. I guess we will Peak for 6. Yeah, there we go, Buccaneer. That's what I want. I want Buccaneer. So we'll play our Buccaneer and swing through. Again, this kind of puts us in a bad position, but if he was going to play something, he would have played it last turn because I was tapped out. So again, I can't actually use any of these counter magics, but I mean, could be worse. He might murder my Mirror Knight in response to this Buccaneer before I swing. Buccaneer is what we want to hit with counter magic, though. Okay, so he's gonna buff his guy before I bounce him. So +1/+1 and life drain. Okay. So again, we won't be able to counter magic his guy because we don't have resources to do so. But I do get a nice attack phase in here. Had some trouble with combat, so I'm a little bit wary. Because some of the frames aren't lighting up, etc., etc. If he extinctions here, we draw a lot of cards, which will give us Briar Legions almost certainly, and another Buccaneer possibly. He's already killed 2 of our Buccaneers. This is the 3rd one. There's only 1 left in the deck. But Buccaneer is what we want to Gambit away because he can't play cards anymore without us bouncing his entire board state. So replays his Totem, not a big surprise there. I kind of wonder what cards are in his hand. He's got 5 cards in hand. Phase, discard, okay. If he Sorrows here, that's pretty much the same thing. So we'll go ahead and play Sapphire Shard here. Oracle Song first. Mirror Knight and Okenge. Okay, we're gonna search for that last Buccaneer to end the game here. There's that. There's the Briar Legion. So Briar Legion is probably the best one here. We're going to Okenge first. So we're going to see if we can find that last Buccaneer to win. There's another Sensei. Sensei will draw us another Buccaneer, most certainly. Or we can draw the Gambit. I guess we can't draw. Yeah, we used Okenge. I forgot about that. So we got to be careful too, though, because we don't want to draw too many cards. Oh, I know. You know what? We won't be able to play the Buccaneer when we draw it, but this should win for us. Now, if our opponent did Extinction here, we do lose, so that may have been a play mistake for us. So we did not draw what I wanted to draw, unfortunately. So we're going to swing in with the house here. Many bunnies, handle it! Let's see here. So he's going to gain 3. So whatever damage we do to him, subtract 3 from that. He can block our, let's say he blocks our Buccaneer, which would probably be the block to make. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage minus 3. So we're only doing 4 damage, so he'll still be alive for a turn. So, yeah, so no, yeah, we won't be. We probably really wanted to have counter magic up here. Okay, so 1 less, so he can still survive a little while. Block our Buccaneer. Really kind of wanted Buccaneer here. So if he extinctions here, we actually lose. So that might have been what he was waiting for. Because we'll draw too many cards and we won't be able to draw any cards. Or Oakhenge Ceremony. So we'll probably discard. We don't really even need Oakhenge anymore. Or a lot of these other things. So there's a Buccaneer. Okay, well, we have Buccaneer for next turn. So that should be the game. Discard Mirror Knights. We really don't need Mirror Knight now. We don't really need Gambit. Discard a counter magic. Oakhenge Ceremony doesn't do anything for us anymore. Keep Replicator's Gambit so that I can Gambit. I can throw in Buccaneer if I needed to, but yeah, if he extinctions here, we lose. Although he can't because he doesn't have the threshold to do it, so he had to draw. He'd have to draw the threshold to do it. If he swings, we'll just take the damage. I don't know why he gave his guy Swift Strike. He should have given him +1/+1 to gain more life, because he could be at 3 instead of 2. So, but I think this is probably game if he can't play an extinction here. Yeah, so. Comes the breaks. Yeah. Yeah, he has extinction. Okay, I was gonna ask him, but I think he has extinction in the deck. So there you go, game 1.